Let us see who truly stands supreme. What's up, guys? I'm here, and here we are to do a breakdown / live reaction and review to chapter 150. Golly, 150 Sakamoto Days, which is known as Bullies. And I'm a little bit excited. Obviously, your boy stopped reading Sakamoto Days for a little bit, but I never stopped reading it. Let me tell you that. So trust me, I know we on peak. I recently just did a reread of the entire series because I wanted to make sure I was fully caught up. Got all these details, got all the information, and I'm all excited because Sakamoto Days is still peaking. I'm about to start recording reviews for it again. So let's not waste any more time and let's hop right into it. Editing me, ready, 3, 2, 1, go. What's up, guys? That guy with a... Who am I? But a guy with a pencil here. And fun fact, I do happen to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. Another fun fact. Does anyone else not fully trust NAGUMO? Like, I still don't fully have all my eggs in his basket. I love him. I think he's a fan favorite character of mine. Not a fan favorite character because I am the fan and he's one of my favorites. He's easily like a top 5, probably leaning top 3 character of mine despite his very sparse appearances throughout the manga. But like, I don't know, especially off a reread and like picking up on certain details again, I'm not sure if I fully trust Broski. I want to know what his motivation is like. Like, I forgot the entire detail that he was actually in the spy department, came from a family of spies. So I don't know, NAGUMO. You were hyped up at the end of 149. So like, what you about to cook against Gaku, bro? What you about to cook against Gaku? Let's not waste any more time though. Let's actually hop right into it. A major detonation as a hold on. I'm about to lock in right now. Hold on, give me 1 second. A major detonation has occurred at the Okutabi Art Museum, and it seems to be the result of a helicopter crash. The number of casualties is still unknown. I'll admit, since I wasn't reviewing when they got introduced, I am liking the other orphanage kids and how they're simultaneously expanding the power system, but like not necessarily. They're specializing further in it. From the sports guy to the magnet woman. Woo! I'm gonna remember their names eventually. Once they keep getting more battles and stuff like that, I'll start to remember their names. It is usually reviewing things helps me remember names more because I talk about them more. I just know them as magnet and shot put guy. Fantastic, amazing. Not some of the best fights for the shot put guy. We haven't really gotten a real fight from him, but like Hyo versus Kumuromi, I do believe. I forget her name. Kunuromi, that's probably not her name. Her versus Hyo and Heisuke was beautiful, chef's kiss. So I'm very excited to see her pop off, especially with this new development that I see tingling down here. I see you at the bottom of the page. Let's see. The museum's doors have been sealed since 2 p.m. according to the authorities. All right. Huh? What was that sound? What voice it's been so, I think when I was reviewing Sakamoto Days, that was like pre the voice era. So I don't actually even know what voice I give Shin. Typically, I kind of consider Shin like your basic shonen protagonist for Sakamoto Days, despite obviously it being named for this guy right here. So I guess I'll just give him like my basic shonen voice. Huh? What was that sound? Don't tell me. And you know I gotta give Sakamoto a nice, deep, smooth, buttery voice. You know I gotta give it to my round goat. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen with him in this arc. Notably, he's been assigned to Todomaru for now. He's definitely been like locked down and keeping her safe. And presumably the Order's not gonna fight him. Right? Like, I don't think the Order would fight him. And clearly the people who were initially after Todomaru are now dealing with the anti-Order. X's crew. Slur's group. Like, obviously they're dealing with them now. So I wonder what Sakamoto's gonna do. Presumably it's Uzuki. Right? Like, if Uzuki's gonna show up, it's gonna be against Sakamoto, right? But does that mean we're gonna get slimmed down Sakamoto versus Izuki or Akira? Or Rion? It's not Akira. Akira is the niece. Once again, since I don't speak too much on the series, because none of my friends read it. It's literally just me who reads Sakamoto Days. I don't tend to watch too many reviews on it myself. The names will slide here and there. But give me some time. Give me a few weeks and I'll be right back into it. But I'm very interested to see what may pop off. It may get interesting. Let's see. I wonder if she's just going to make an appearance at all this arc, considering she is there. Is Kanaguri going to make an appearance? I have no idea. But with that being the case, don't tell me. Slaughter him, knock them all down. On fort, you don't realize the truth. Don't. Once again, I am. This is an ability that honestly I feel like you don't see all too often. Like magnesis or magnetism being used is so rare. Well, at least it feels rare. Like comparison to your basic powers, like your fire manipulation, lightning, earth, whatever. Like technically, this is like kind of a substandard version of earth manipulation. You can only manipulate magnetic stuff, but the way that Kumaro, I'm just gonna pull out the Google. I own the Googler. Hold on. Let me see. I will. It needs to turn on. The Googler does need to turn on. I'm gonna turn on the Googler. I'm gonna figure out her name. But essentially, her way of utilizing it is really, really interesting, and I like how she uses it specifically to take advantage of the environment. Sakamoto Days, the best fights. Period. Like better than Record of Ragnarok. I even say that. Like I was about to say. I mean, there's like high moments in Record of Ragnarok, and the extended fights of Record of Ragnarok tend to be overall better. But like on a fight to fight basis, Sakamoto Days unrivaled, insanely unrivaled. Better than JJK. I'll say verbatim. Better than JJK. Better than everything else that at least I read. I know there are other series that have greater fights, but at least for me, Konomoto Days is Konomoto Days for that reason in particular. But due to the way that Konomoto Days fights are typically utilized, outside of Sakamoto, the environment is typically more so an obstacle or a set piece, which characters have to fight through or adjust the fighting style to. Meanwhile, hold on, we're just gonna put in Magnet Lady Sakamoto Days, so I can get her name, because I do want to give her praise. Kumanomi. Okay, so I was close. I think I was saying like Kuranomi, but Kumanomi. Kuma Nomi. Fantastic utilization of abilities. Fantastic utilization. Because essentially what she does that a lot of the characters sometimes do is mainly Sakamoto. This is even a big part of the Sakamoto's past arc, where we see him be highlighted for this ability. The utilization of the environment to do insane things rather than just a limited area to fight in. Kumanomi, outside of... Is it Kumanomi? Kumanomi. It is Kumanomi, right? Right, Googler? Verify me, please. Kumanomi. Yes, Kumanomi, she takes advantage of every environment she's in. And I think that makes it more interesting. Like, pulling down the piping to pierce through all these people. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, typically, once again, it'd only be this goofy fellow right here that would, like, reach into the ceiling, yank down a pipe, and beat somebody with it. But nah, she's able to do that, and she's able to add a newer dimension to Sakamoto Days fights, which I really, really like. I hope we do get to see her pop off against the Order member, but the question is who? I guess I completely forget his name. The guy with the scar. I 100% forget his name. But Osaragi's already kind of been taken up, and I feel like Osaragi would actually be a pretty bad matchup for Kumanomi just because of the overwhelming strength. And I think Osaragi Saw is already taken care of due to the brothers, Seiba and the other guys. Once again, sorry, the names are just going to keep escaping me. The guy with the mask. But I do think overall that'd be a pretty bad matchup based on how bad her matchup was against Hyo. And based on the fact that Osaragi, I mean, I don't think she has any, like, metallic pieces on her. Like, notably, one of the reasons why Kumanomi was such a good matchup against Hyo is because he was covered in, like, metal piercings and stuff like that. And he had, like, the knuckle dusters. In the middle, she never pulled those. So those weren't magnetic. But, like, Osaragi just wears a dress. And, like, her saw's gone, I'm pretty sure, by the time of this arc. So she's just fighting barehanded. So, like, it would be barehanded with insane physicals against Kumanomi, who does rely a lot on the environment and physical potency of her drag downs, which probably wouldn't work too well as a matchup. The hammer guy, he could be an interesting matchup, but like it also depends. That guy has extreme brute strength, and like if he just starts brute forcing and knocking away all of her attacks as he approaches her, I don't think she has the best matchup. But then again, we have the shot put guy, who can likely have an interesting matchup, just like throwing up the shot put, boom, a volleyballing it at the hammer guy and seeing what happens from there. But let's see. Oh, nah, he's not even. Jeez! This guy, he's interesting. He's typically been using the shot put, but I like that. He just uses anything he can get in contact with for a sports-like motion. Typically, it's a shot put with the serve from volleyball, but nah, he uses this guy's head as a projectile and just blows through numerous people. The sports guy, Konomigaku, and presumably Uzuki eventually. So, They are actually slightly outnumbered if Sakamoto doesn't interfere. So maybe letting Gaku go wouldn't be the best idea if Nagumo can low diff Gaku. But let's see what happens here. Because I assume they're gonna immediately get the bot. Yeah, but finally, some good food, dog. They just immediately go for, I love it. I love these two characters, bro. You're a liar. So are you. Alright. This is like, I think this is the first time we've seen the multi-tool itself be properly used as a weapon. Usually he always breaks it off first. But nah, he's kept it all together here just to block. Interesting. But notably, they are even. That's interesting. Gaku has always been like, I'm not going to say a weird character to scale in Sakamoto days, but like, he has crazy feats and crazy statements of like being a proper order tier threat. But I think this is the first time we're actually going to see him properly go bar for bar with an order member, considering he's just never been given the opportunity before. So the fact that he's able to just stalemate Nagumo, very, very impressive. Very, very impressive. You know, Gaku a little bit. All right, let's see you cook, bro. Ka-ching. Uh-oh. But the question is, how cook? How much? Ooh. That's an interesting... I wonder how that weapon works. And I wonder what Gaku's, like, special ability is necessarily meant to be. Is it just meant to be the brute strength? Is it the indifference? Is it the flexibility? Because notably, that was a big thing that was noticed when they were recruiting Todamaru and Seba's little brother. That was a big thing that was noticed during the license exam. Where, oh, we found a guy who has your level of flexibility, Gaku. And that's very, very hard to find. So I wonder what his unique thing is. Because once again, while he was definitely not just being pressed, he was being annihilated by Tomomoda, old man Tomomoda, I don't think we actually got to see his like unique thing. Unless it is just like that brute strength. Because the sports guy has brute strength, but it's brute strength on top of the sports motif. Meanwhile, Gaku may just be like the pure powerhouse. And he's the earliest introduced of that crew, so maybe he doesn't necessarily have a specialty. He's more of an all-rounder. But he does have this. I wonder what this is. It's just like what kind of projectile is this? Though it is cool, so Nagumo immediately dodges it. That's my goat. That's my goat, Nagumo. Please don't get cooked, Nagumo. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Boom. Let me glaze a little bit. I know y'all are gonna be like, oh no, here comes Pencil with the glaze. But welcome to Pikamoto days where I got a glaze. Look at the paneling here. Look at the scrumdiddlyumptious paneling here, dog. First, you got Nagumo in the upper right hand corner. Well, actually, realistically, you probably read the panel like this first, because left to right. You have Gaku here. His weapons pointed downward towards Nagumo's feet, which causes Nagumo to go up into the air, but where's the direction of the motion specifically directed in the lower right? That takes you to Nagumo right here. Where does Nagumo's sliding skirt lead you? It leads you all the way over here into Gaku. Gaku has the most scrumdiddlyumptious swing this side of the Mississippi set up right for Nagumo's head, right here. Where is this angle? Where's this whole panel tilting down towards, though? The bottom right. Where's the bottom right take you automatically all the way over here? And where does Nagumo immediately put you with the swing? Though admittedly the swing does... Oh no, darn, he beat him with the back. Now I just realized that. He hit Nagumo with the back part of the staff to send him through the wall, which sends you back over here. And then the angle of... Hold on, let me pull this back over. The angle of Gaku points downwards to the left, where you get this final panel. I need to check. Does Sabuki's Nakaba Suzuki? Does Suzuki Sensei have other works? They need to catch up on their other stuff. I only know them for Sakamoto days, but I do think they have done things before because they are like known as a notable writer. But maybe I'm just forgetting. But jeez, Gaku being able to just bing Nagumo through a wall—that's pretty impressive. Nagumo almost like, have we ever seen him get tagged? I think this is like the first time we've genuinely seen him get like tagged. Outside of like Sakamoto's past arc, but once again, that was a much weaker Nagumo. That was a Nagumo from like what, 10 years ago. Like we haven't seen modern Nagumo tagged, so the fact that he actually got hit here, Gaku, he about that action. But let's see. Oh, but it looks like Gaku got tagged too. Hey, who's tougher, you or X? Ah, look at my boy. Okay, so he pulled out two tools from the multi-tool. He pulled out twin blades. Interesting. And yeah, he actually got pretty roughed up. He went from perfectly fresh here to getting And that's a little bit of a splatter here. That's a little bit of mark underneath. Okay, got his suit all disheveled. Nagumo, I think it's time to lock in, bro. So you can't be doing yourself like this. I know Gaku's probably a higher tier member of X's group, but dog, you gotta whip it up a little bit, Gaku. Not Gaku, Nagumo. Come on now, cook a little bit. But let's see. I'm interested to see because now it's instead of a 1v1 in terms of weaponry, it's gonna be Nagumo dual wielding. So let's see what happens here. They immediately lunge in. But here's the thing. The thing I want to point out. Notice how admittedly, this is a very short fight, so I'll get a little bit further into it before I mention the Kumanomi thing and the difference. But, like, notice, actually, I can even say it right here. They don't even incorporate any of these displays or anything like that. None of the environment really matters other than, like, slight obstacles that they need to maneuver around or work through, rather than with Kunonomi, who knows, maybe with her abilities, may have been able to, like, yank some of these things out, throw them at Nagumo, force him to dodge and flip around in very particular ways, maybe rip the weapon straight out of Nagumo's hands if they themselves are magnetic. Like, everything here could have turned into a weapon if Sakamoto or Kumanomi was here. But specifically because they aren't, not everything's a weapon. Which does allow for more balance, but it leaves the backgrounds being a little bit more nebulous. Like, you can kind of have these two fight anywhere. But that's not even a bad thing, because once again, they do work around the environments in the sense that he has to leap over the cases, while Nagumo, who's not behind any cases, gets to charge right in. Essentially, Gaku's forced to take the high ground based on what's in his way, while Nagumo's forced to take the low ground. Not forced, but he can take the low ground because there's nothing in his way. The environments in Sakamoto Days, while they are used extremely well by Sakamoto himself and Kumanomi, it's not like suddenly the environmental storytelling drops off a cliff or the environment suddenly does not matter in the midst of the battles with other characters who do not have explicit manipulation of the environment. And arguably, like, this technically counts as explicit manipulation of the environment. Shishiba grabbing him through the wall and dragging him through it. So that's environmental usage too. But let's see. Not as powerful as me. But speed-wise, we're neck and neck. Gotta see my my toes. Well, okay, so they're going bar for bar. That's very impressive. Once again, Gaku, he just doesn't even look pressed at all. Okay, Gaku. But then again, Nagumo, he's pretty flat-faced as well. So neither of them are really locked in yet. Okay, going back to the multi-tool. He's swinging one out. Ooh, he's shifted into a higher gear. Well, I can still see his moves. His attacks are plenty visible. Uh-oh. Ooh, to be continued. Okay, there's a little bit more chapter. But, whoa, okay, I like that. So, okay, that's an interesting metric, though. You can pretty much tell how serious Nagumo's going by the level of the multi-tool he's using. So, sure, he does get hit here towards the start, but he hasn't even pulled out a single thing from the multi-tool. He's using the whole multi-tool as a singular weapon, simply to gauge Gaku's strength, because I don't think these two have ever actually interacted before. Gaku gets the upper hand a little bit. Nagumo goes, okay, fine, let me take out two weapons from the multi-tool. He goes head-to-head. Him and Gaku are relative. Gaku acknowledges that he's stronger, but unlike before, where Gaku got the upper hand in their previous exchange, when Nagumo was wielding just the multi-tool, and is able to knock Nagumo through the buildings, now Nagumo's able to go relative 1-to-1 with two weapons from the multi-tool. He goes in with a third weapon from the multi-tool, starts to use the multi-tool as a weapon in and of itself, not just the multi-tool as a piece of equipment to block or swing with. Gaku, who thinks he can still see his moves, gets overwhelmed by a dice throw. And I'm assuming... That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Nagumo. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, slice him. Cook him, please. Did you see something? Look at Gaku. Okay, so Gaku's veining up. So yeah, okay, that's good. That's good. I can already tell the Nagumo downplay from this one interaction alone is going to be insane. But you can clearly tell that Nagumo, he still got it on him. He still got him. He was a little bit overwhelmed there. But even look at it. It looks like some of the damage is healed from that initial hit. Like before, he looks a little bit roughed up here. Now, look at his mouth. All cleaned up. He's ready and good to go. So yeah, he was just underestimating Gaku at first. And it's clear that he still has not only a skill advantage, but enough raw power to definitely damage Gaku. But now we're going to see Gaku lock in a bit. So this is going to be interesting. This is a battle that, honestly, I wasn't thinking was going to happen anytime soon. but you aren't gonna hear your boy complaining. So this is quite the dummy list right here. And I think overall, I'm gonna have to declare this chapter worthy. It starts off with something that does not immediately lead from chapter 149, but it does wrap up the whole introduction of X's crew and bringing them in, shows off their unique abilities. Once again, just to remind you in case you'd forgotten. And they're all used in interesting ways, from Konomi's ability to use the environment to her advantage, to the sports guy's ability to use anything to his advantage, whether it be open air, raw strength, or people's literal heads, from Carolina Reaper's ability to utilize fire. Once again, establishing all three of these in their own unique threats and abilities right before setting them up for an intense battle with Shishiba, the lone member of the Order who has to take all three of them on, until either Osaragi shows up as backup after getting over the Ghost Sphere thing, and or maybe he just has to take them all on alone. Though I do like, once again, how the Order's being portrayed here. Sure, gets thrown, gets caught off guard a little bit, and doesn't immediately execute one of them with one of his tricks, but once again, not necessarily pressed at all. The Order is still being hyped up as this next level of ability. And same thing here with Nagumo and Gaku. Gaku, one of the stronger members of X's crew, versus Nagumo, one of the stronger members of the Order. Seeing Nagumo still clearly have the advantage, even though Gaku very clearly caught him off guard here. I like it. I like it a lot. Overall, a really, really good chapter. I'm very excited for the next one. 150? What a beautiful time to be back. However, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, please leave Nagumo solos. I know he doesn't, but leave Nagumo solos in the comment section down below. Other thing is, once you're watching, please remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe, and make sure to hit that little notification bell so you do not miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do happen to have a Patreon down below where you can support me for as low as $1 a month to get things like exclusive videos, early content, ad-free content, and more. You can also now become a member of the channel. A member, I always speed through that and it always slurs. A member to the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Some of those perks will include the live reaction to other series that I happen to review. Now, thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with the Pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our $3 members, Recliner Plays, Red Wolf 4765, Greyhound, and Akid's Void. And I'd like to give another thank you to our $5 patrons, Victor, Sean, Midnight Gemlord, Kevin, Demix LND, and Igneal. And I'd like to give a chunky old thank you to our $7 member, Autumn's Morning Lazo. And I'd like to give another chunka thank you to our $10 patrons, Robbie Uchiha, Joaquin, Idemokami, and China Doll 09. I'd like to give a tractor thank you to our $25 member, Alex Ice Rose. I'd like to give another giga gargantuan thank you to our $25 patron, Calvin Elder.